Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom, and thanks so much for joining me today. I'm reviewing the Tesla app version 4.6 for Apple iOS, and here it is right now. There you can see our Tesla Model 3 right there. At the top of the screen you'll see the name of your car, the amount of battery remaining, and whether it's parked or not. And your account icon is in the top right corner. And the car is currently plugged in and scheduled to charge at midnight, because that's when our off-peak tariff kicks in. And you can also set the charge limit as well. You can use this slider to go up and down like that. And you can also set the amperage as well, like this. And you can also start charging immediately with these buttons here, and also unlock the charge port. Now there are 4 icons here above that charging screen. You can also customize what you want by holding down one of the icons, and this pops up as well. Now there is a trick actually to creating a 5th icon, and this is how you do it. And this is courtesy of YouTube channel Mother Franca, who showed us all how to do this. So what you want to do is grab the icon you want to make your 5th icon. I'm going to grab the boot icon and just pick it up and drag it to this corner here, like that. You may have to do it a couple of times. Right there. Try and aim for the edge of the icons there, and it will eventually create a 5th icon for you. You may have to do this a few times, but what you want to do is aim for that right edge as much as you can. There you go. So that took me about 7 or 8 goes, but as you can see there are 5 icons there, and you can customize that as well. So they are all functional and they all work. So what I'm going to do is leave that as my 5 icons right there. Press save. Works very nicely. As we scroll to the next section, you can see controls, climate, location, summon, schedule, security, charge stats, upgrades, and service. Let's go through each one. So controls here, you can open your frunk or your bonnet, your trunk or your boot, and unlock your car. You can also toggle the charge port as well. You can flash the headlights like this. You can also press the horn button as well. You can start the car remotely with the app. And if you have the HomeLink garage door opener, you can do that as well from here. You can also adjust the climate of the vehicle remotely. So there we are. Shows you the interior and the exterior. Both are currently 29 degrees in the garage and in the car. And you can also turn on and off the climate from the app like this. Occurs pretty much instantaneously. And also adjust the temperature as well. And you can also vent the windows too. Let's turn the climate off. So what's really interesting too is that you cannot actually turn the seat heaters on without the climate being on. So you actually have to press the climate on, because if you just press the seat heater on like this, you'll get this alert here which says seat heat failed. Cannot command climate settings with climate off. So you must have the climate on in order to activate the seat heaters remotely. But what's interesting too is if you turn off the climate, then the seat heaters go off as well. And if you slide down the page, you can also defrost the car on those really cold mornings. And there's also the option for cabin overheat protection. Climate activates when cabin exceeds 40 degrees Celsius. You can either have it off or on, or no AC. I strongly recommend you either have it on or with no AC to help cool the cabin down on those really hot days. Right, the next thing is location, which is basically exactly that. It tells you where the car is. And from the screen you can see where the nearby chargers are and how many stores are open as well. So from where I am in Sydney, Macquarie is the closest, 8.7 kilometers away, Broadway 11 kilometers away, Kirrawee 31 kilometers away, and Central Coast 55.6. And how many stores are open each time. And then from here you can also toggle the satellite on and off. Next one is summon, and that's fairly self-explanatory. Next one is schedule, and that's scheduling when you want to charge your vehicle. You can enable scheduled charging, start the charging at a certain time, or if you want to set the departure time, and then you can precondition the car at that time as well. And also charge during off-peak hours. And you can set when you want to charge your car as well at off-peak hours at certain times of the day. The next thing is security. This will show that your phone is connected to the car. You can also activate Sentry mode from the app remotely. You can also activate valet mode from here, and also speed limit mode as well. I'll just show you that really quickly. So you can adjust the speed limit in case you want someone who is driving the vehicle not to go too fast, like there. So 80 kilometers an hour is the minimum speed limit. You can also add another driver. This is if you are lending your car to someone, or if you are planning to put it on a ride-sharing platform. Now the next thing is quite interesting, which is charge stats. This is quite a new feature. And from here you can see how much you've saved in petrol in the last 31 days. It also gives you a breakdown of the different types of charging. We've charged the car 87% of the time at home, 12% of the time at a Tesla supercharger, and 1% of the time at a third-party charger. Also tells me in the last 31 days we've charged 374 kilowatt hours for the car and has spent $26 doing so. And in terms of fuel savings, we've saved approximately $229 for an equivalent car using petrol. So you can see down here the graph, we've spent $26 in electricity, whereas we would have spent $255 in petrol. You may ask, how did they calculate this? Well, if you press this I button here, it says here, fuel savings calculated by estimating the cost difference between charging your Tesla versus fuel costs in a comparable petrol car in the same region. The current calculation is based on fuel prices in New South Wales. Let's learn a bit more about this. So, gas savings, here we go. The gas savings are derived from the cost of charging your Tesla vehicle and the estimated cost of gas while driving a comparable gasoline vehicle within the last 31 days. And Tesla has assumed a fuel economy of 28 miles per gallon for Model 3 and Model Y, and 21 miles per gallon for Model S and Model X for a comparable gasoline vehicle. And by my calculations, that works out to be about 11 kilometers per litre in fuel efficiency. On this screen here, it tells you how much it costs to charge your vehicle. At home, it's costing us an average of 8 cents per kilowatt hour. That's based on charging data that Tesla has now. Supercharger is free, only because we have so much referral credit, thanks to our very generous viewers who have used our referral in the past. And other locations are also zero. You can customize how much it costs to charge elsewhere by pressing this I button here. There you go. Home is calculated using your utility rates plan over the given time period. You can customize that. We'll go through that in 1 second. Supercharger is estimated using your Tesla's billing data over the given time period. That's quite handy, so it's talking to our account in the back end. And other, all charging that happens outside of home and Tesla superchargers, represented by a flat rate that you set up. You can press customize to change that as well. So you can press other, and how much do you pay to charge at other locations? Please choose a fixed cost that represents all charging that happens outside of your home and superchargers. New South Wales average is 27 cents per kilowatt hour, or you can set your own custom rate. Right, the next section is time of use at home. So you can see there, gives us a breakdown of when I charge the car. So of course, we'll try to charge the vehicle as much as possible during either super off-peak or off-peak periods. Super off-peak over the last 31 days, we've charged it 59% of the time in this period. Off-peak 35% of the time, and mid-peak 6%. I'm very happy to report that none of the charging happened during the peak period. And of course, you can also customize this with the information icon there. So this is the time of use at home setting I've got currently here. Let's have a read. Your home utility rate plan includes time of use, TOU time periods. You pay different prices for electricity during each time period. The chart shows how much energy you charged during each one. Tap on the chart to switch between percentage and kilowatt hours. For the current month, your rate plan has 3 time periods. So I've set this up to reflect our time of use tariff here in our home. Let's have a look at the rate plan details. There you go. So I've called this the Powershop EV time of use. Powershop is the power company that we're on. And you can also edit whether it's fluctuating between seasons. With Powershop, there is no difference between seasons. And we've got different rates for weekday and weekend, as you can see there. And they're the different time periods. So super off-peak is between midnight and 4 a.m. Off-peak is between 4 and 7 a.m. Mid-peak is between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. Peak is between 2 and 8 p.m. Mid-peak again between 8 and 10 p.m. And then off-peak back to 10 to midnight. And then the cycle starts again. Whereas during the weekend, there's only 2. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. is this mid-peak or shoulder period. and off-peak is 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. You can also edit that, of course, like this. There you go, you can structure it accordingly depending on your power company's time of use tariff. It's quite easy to customize like that, as you can see. If you can move it this way, like that, you can move it like that as well for each period. Of course, you can select whatever you like to change it accordingly. There you go, you can edit the time period as well, like that. So it's quite customizable, it's quite good. You can also add a further time period too. Then you press next. You can click that box if it's the same schedule as the weekdays, or you can adjust accordingly again like before. And then you can set how much it costs you to charge the car at different times. So these are the tariffs for Powershop. As you can see, between midnight and 4 a.m. in the morning, it's 6 cents per kilowatt hour, and 13 cents for off-peak, 17 cents for mid-peak or shoulder, and 36 cents. As you can see, that's why we try not to charge the car during the peak periods. And I'm glad to say that most of the charging occurs during either super off-peak or off-peak periods. Now, put sell is 5 cents per kilowatt hour. That's currently the feed-in tariff I get from Powershop. The one thing that I will say about this is that if we do charge the car during the day using Charge HQ, which is an app I'm currently testing on beta, which uses excess solar to charge the car rather than feeding it back to the grid, because Tesla doesn't allow that opportunity cost for the feed-in tariff, it just uses that particular time period. So for example, if I'm charging the car at, say 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the sun is up, it'll think that it's using my electricity at 2 p.m., which is, peak period at 36 cents. And it won't use that opportunity cost of 5 cents that it cost me to not feed back to the grid. So hopefully Tesla will have a look at that as it becomes more integrated with the Powerwall battery in future updates. And of course, if you've got a flat rate for your electricity, you can also select that as well, if you just have the same flat rate throughout the whole day. If you press upgrades, there are software upgrades. Currently, I have all the software upgrades already. Check back for future upgrades. Same with subscriptions. We have all the software subscriptions. So hopefully, if FSD subscription comes to Australia, this is where it'll end up on this page here. And of course, you can also browse through the Tesla shop by pressing this shop button. And it's now native to the app where you can buy stuff through the app as well. It's quite handy. If you press manage, it'll show you all the subscriptions and software upgrades we've purchased from Tesla. So you can see we have the premium connectivity, which is free unlimited for us. We've got full self-driving capability, and when we bought it as well. And there's the receipt there. You can have a look at that. And autopilot is included already. And of course, you can also book your service via the app. So pressing service, you can request a service this way, and then you can go through what is concerning you about your car. So for example, if there's a problem with the infotainment system, we'll press infotainment. And if there's a problem with the software update, you can press that, press done. And then you can describe your concern and attach photographs. And then from there, you can book your service. And this final screen here shows you what car you have. Obviously, we have a Tesla Model 3, which is underlying dual motor, so it's a performance vehicle. There's the odometer, 36,251. There's the VIN, and there's the software version we've got currently at the time of this recording, 2022.4.5. If you press the View Details button, you can see what we've got on this car. Full self-driving capability, autopilot, all black premium interior, red multicoat, PPMR, premium interior, 18-inch area wheels, which is actually incorrect. We've changed them to 19-inch wheels recently. I couldn't work out where to change this, either through the car or via the account page on a web browser. So hopefully Tesla will have a look at that if you change anything aftermarket. Long range all-wheel drive performance, supercharger network access plus pay-as-you-go. And the warranty screen shows you when each segment of the vehicle expires. So battery coverage expires on the 17th of September 2027. Drive unit coverage 17 September 2027. So that's the 8-year warranty for battery and drivetrain. And the general coverage and roadside coverage expires on the 17th of September 2023 as well. And that is it, guys. That is the Tesla app 4.6. And just one more thing before I go is to let you know that sometimes the Tesla app does not automatically update on iOS, even though you've selected automatic updates. So if you see someone else has a higher version than you online, so actually go into the App Store, you need to actually click on the Tesla app. And from here, because mine's already updated, I won't have it. But if it's not updated yet, then you'll see an update button, which you press to update. Alrighty everyone, thanks so much for watching. That is the Tesla app version 4.6 for our Tesla Model 3 Performance here in Sydney, Australia. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment below. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, as always, happy charging.